Hello everybody. So far, everything we've done on a map has been on the ground level only. But what if you wanted to add a second story to a building or create a multi-level dungeon? In DungeonDraft, you can create maps with multiple levels to do exactly that. As always, if you prefer reading or would like a quick reference, check out the link in the description for the article version of this video. We're starting with a ground floor where we have a simple one-room home. To add another level to the map, go to the Settings tab of the left-hand sidebar and click into Level Settings. As you can see, the only level currently is the ground level. Hit the plus Create button to add in a new level, and this little box of options will pop up. We'll name it Second Story. You can see it also gives you the option to clone a level. This is great if you're using it for a case like this, where you're making a second story, since it makes an exact replica of the level below. That way, you have identical building shape and placement, and you can just fill in the floors as needed. You can also have it not clone a level, and you'll just start with a blank slate. We'll also leave Switch to Level on Creation checked so it pulls us over right away. It's important to also note that each level gets its own unique set of layers. With the new level created, you'll see now that the dropdown in the bottom toolbar has switched from ground to second story. Whenever you want, you can use that dropdown or the arrows beside it to switch between your levels. A super useful feature here is this Compare Levels button. If you check that, this menu pops up. Set your reference level. For example, we're working on the second story, but I want to reference the ground level to make sure the two rooms line up nicely. Then you can adjust the opacity of each level until you get them where you want them. Hit OK, and you get a stacked view of both layers at once. This lets you add to your current level while being able to use another level as a reference. Uncheck this option whenever you're finished to get back to the normal, not see-through version of your map. There are some unique settings that you can apply when exporting a multi-level map. We'll go over the full export options in the last video in this series, but for now, we're just focusing on how to get the most out of multiple levels when exporting. When your map is all ready to go, click the Export button up in the top toolbar. In this menu, you can select a source level to export if you want to save the level separately, but these next settings are where you can get into some really neat use cases with levels. You can alter the brightness and focus of your source level to make it darker or blurrier. Then you can choose an overlay level to go above it and can control the opacity of that overlay level as well. This is great for things like having your source level be the deck of a ship, but overlaying transparent sails so you can still see the deck below. Or maybe your map is of an upper walkway in a city somewhere. You can overlay the walkway over a blurred out city street sprawling beneath it. Even for something as simple as exporting the second story of a building, you can lay it over the ground level and blur it out to get a really great height effect. There is so much more you can do with adding additional levels to your maps, but this should give you a solid base to experiment from. In the next video, we'll be going over making prefabs and using the select tool. I'll see you in the next one.